The furnace is charged with scrap steel. The liquid steel is tapped into a ladle. The strand follows a controlled curve. The rod is formed into continuous loops. Annealing begins to restore ductility. The chain moves steadily through controlled heat. This process begins with scrap steel at a steel manufacturing plant. Scrap steel is collected from various industrial sources. The scrap is moved using magnetic cranes. The material is sorted before melting. Non-metal materials are removed at this stage.
The prepared scrap is sent to the melting furnace.
The furnace is charged with scrap steel. High-power electrodes generate intense heat. Electric arcs melt the steel rapidly. The steel begins to melt into a liquid state. Molten steel collects at the bottom of the furnace. Impurities rise to the surface as slag. The slag is removed to purify the metal. The furnace is adjusted to control the melt. The steel reaches its target temperature. The molten steel is prepared for transfer. The liquid steel is tapped into a ladle. This transfer must remain steady and controlled. The molten steel is moved to the next stage. The process continues with shaping the molten steel. The molten steel is transferred to the casting system. The tundish controls the flow of molten steel. The steel enters a water-cooled mold. Cooling starts immediately at the mold walls. A solid shell forms around the liquid core. The strand is guided through the casting line. Water sprays accelerate solidification. The strand follows a controlled curve. The steel is redirected smoothly. The steel remains hot as it moves forward. The strand is straightened before cutting. The solid steel strand continues moving steadily along the roller system. The strand is cut into fixed lengths. Hot billets exit the casting line. Each cut separates a billet. The billets remain at high temperature. Spacing allows controlled handling. The billet surface reflects the casting process. The steel is prepared for further shaping. The billets move to the next stage. The billets enter a reheating furnace. Uniform heating prepares the steel for rolling. High temperatures soften the steel. The billets reach rolling temperature. The heated billets exit the furnace. Rollers reduce the billet's cross-section. The steel elongates under pressure. The steel passes through multiple stages. Surface scale forms during rolling. Each stand further refines the shape. Speed and alignment are controlled. The material transitions toward a rod form.
The rolling process remains continuous.
Cooling begins immediately after rolling. A hot steel rod is formed.
Heat dissipates during cooling.
The rolled steel exits the final stand as a continuous rod. The hot steel rod moves onto a controlled cooling line. Rollers support the rod during cooling.
Heat begins to dissipate from the surface.
Airflow controls the cooling rate. Residual heat escapes as steam. The rod cools evenly along its length. The cooled rod is redirected toward the next forming section. A rotating head prepares the rod for coiling. The rod is formed into continuous loops. Coiling occurs in a controlled pattern.
The loops settle naturally.
A full wire rod coil takes shape. The coil continues cooling. Dimensional consistency is visible. Production remains continuous.
The coil stabilizes after cooling. The wire rod is compact and uniform.
The wire rod advances to the next stage. The material is ready for wire drawing. The wire rod coil is mounted for drawing. The wire is straightened before drawing. Surface cleaning prepares the wire. Oxide and scale are removed. The cleaned wire is dried. Wire drawing begins at the die. The diameter is reduced under tension. The wire continues through successive stages. Multiple passes refine the wire. Lubrication reduces friction. Further reduction improves consistency. The surface becomes uniform. The drawing line runs continuously. The wire moves toward heat treatment. Annealing begins to restore ductility. Controlled heat alters the metal structure. The wire is heated evenly. The wire exits the heating zone. Cooling stabilizes the wire. The wire is ready for chain formation. The annealed wire enters the forming machine, where the first open chain links are created.
The machine bends the wire into link shapes.
Each link is formed with an open joint. The forming process repeats continuously. Each open link is mechanically passed through the previous one before welding. A continuous chain begins to take shape. The open joints are positioned for welding. Welding equipment aligns with each joint. Heat closes and fuses the link.
The welded joint cools rapidly.
The chain continues through the welding line. The weld seam is clearly formed. The thick steel wire is bent into large open chain links. The open links move forward along the line. Each open link is precisely aligned. The open link passes through the previous link. The interlinked chain advances forward. The chain structure is formed before welding. The open chain links move into the welding section. Each joint is held firmly in position. Welding electrodes align with the open joint.
Heat fuses the steel and closes the link. Each joint is welded one by one.
The welding process repeats continuously.
The chain length increases steadily.
Each weld forms a permanent joint. The welded oval link chain moves through alignment rollers to maintain uniform spacing. Uniform motion keeps the chain consistent. The welded oval link chain moves steadily along the production line. Each link is formed from solid steel and permanently welded. The welded load chain moves along fixed steel supports. The chain slides forward under its own weight. Each link is a single welded steel loop. The load chain approaches the heat treatment furnace. The strengthening process begins inside the furnace. Inside the furnace, heat penetrates the steel links. The chain moves steadily through controlled heat. Uniform heating strengthens each welded link. The heated chain exits the furnace.
The steel surface reacts to extreme heat.
The chain cools gradually to avoid distortion.
The metal stabilizes as it cools.
Each link maintains consistent geometry. The same welded load chain advances toward inspection. Each welded link is visually inspected. After inspection, the same chain continues forward. The finished chain is placed for handling.
The heavy industrial steel chain is complete.